together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. Just me today, as we have NFL Sunday. We have, I believe, 7 games in the NBA, 5 in the NHL. So we got a decent card for today. But before we get into all of that, we will quickly recap yesterday, and then we will get into everything there. Profitable day yesterday of 2 units. College basketball was actually not bad. Started off with a loss. Furman minus 12. They win by 4. But UCF minus 10. They win by 13. Florida minus 6.5. They win by 17. Lindenwood money line. They win by 18. Kentucky minus 9.5 was a loser. Illinois money line. They lose by 2 points. Kind of frustrating there. Mississippi State minus 9.5. They win by 3. Did not cover. UC Santa Barbara minus 13.5 was a loser, or a winner, my bad. Winner there. Dayton money line, nice little winner. Minus 110 there. Oklahoma minus 4 out. Texas Southern. In the NBA was one play for me personally, and it was the under 230.5 in the Milwaukee Atlanta game, and that game did go under. It landed on 212 there. For the NHL, I took shots on big dogs. One of them came through. Kings, I wish they were all that easy. Fading the Rangers yesterday was so nice. 5-1 win for the LA Kings. As the Rangers, they've got some problems there in New York. Then I took a shot of Montreal plus 220. They were keeping it close for a while. Ended up losing 4-2. Detroit plus 155. They get the job done. That was a nice little doggy winner there over the Toronto Maple Leafs 4-2 there. Lost in overtime with the Columbus Blue Jackets. That was frustrating. I believe they had a lead in the third period too, and the Ducks tied it up late if I remember right. And another overtime loser. I had 2 overtime losers yesterday with the Blues plus 200. That was frustrating there. Florida, Calgary over 5.5. Florida's been shut out back-to-back games now, which is kind of shocking there. And then we had the Sharks plus 155. They came up short there, 4-3. I believe Utah scored late in the third period. So that was unfortunately a loser. But the Boston Bruins plus 115 was a nice winner there. They get the job done. So overall, up 2 units, can't complain. Nice profitable day. Did not move on any college football. I know Tim moved on Navy in the over. They went outright and the game goes over. So things you love to see there. I didn't even notice a bowl game started yesterday as well. That was the South Alabama and Western Michigan. Did not play it on. Yeah. So. But we will we'll head to the chat and then we'll get into NFL. Supness, what's good, Lex? One Nick Army. Yep. I have to talk with Tim. I have a couple ideas I'm going to discuss with him to maybe get him on some more shows potentially. So we'll see with that. What's good, Nicholas Handy? What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button. People show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. To me, the rest of the same, my dog. Nice NBA slate with NFL and NHL. Let's cash. Let's do it. Nice betting day with NBA and NFL. Yep. Road Warriors all day. Bucks win the cup on Tuesday. Morning. What's good, Markel? KC all day. Magic, Mahomes, and company. I have not moved on that game yet. I have not moved on that game. Yep, Marco's Chiefs. Yeah. Oh man, no Timmy. Stuck with Nick. Yeah. Hopefully we'll be able to get Tim on more shows. Let's go, Markel. There you go. Cash FIU margin 6-10. What a sweat. Wow, there you go. Gotcha. Let's get into it though. We will kick it on off in the NFL. We have the Washington Commanders and the New Orleans Saints. 1 o'clock game here. Look at line 3 for the for the Commanders. Opening line 6.5, and now we're seeing 7.5 here in this one. Look at line 47.5. Opening line 43.5. It's now a 44. And what's the reason behind these big line moves? It's Jake Haener behind center for the New Orleans Saints now. I believe they've benched David Carr or Derek Carr, or he got hurt. I don't remember which one, but Derek Carr is not starting this game. Was it injury related, or was it just Jake Haener? They're giving him a shot. Like, I'm surprised they're going with Haener and not Rattler. Washington's injuries. Carr is a hand injury. Kamara is a full participant in practice. He had an illness this week. Washington's got a little bit of an injury report there as well. It's a tricky game because I really don't feel like laying 7.5 points with the Washington Commanders. But I really don't have an interest in the Saints. This line's gone from a 6.5 to a 7.5. 77% of tickets, 81% of cash on the Commanders, so that makes sense. 79% of tickets, 78% of the cash on the over here as well. The line's gone from a 43.5 to a 44 on some books. This kind of feels like an under a little bit because I would like to fade Haener in the offense. That would kind of be the way I would want to approach this because, I mean, I don't trust Jake Haener at all. But that being said, do I really feel the need to get involved with this game right off the rip? Not really. It would be probably a Saints team total under or nothing, because I still think that this Washington offense can put up some points. So for me, it would just be taking a shot with a team total under, but no play here for me in this game. Let's see. Yes, Nick, bet Bucks beat OKC on Tuesday. Get the pen out. Cool. For a in-season tournament, that means absolutely nothing. Okay. Washington the over. Washington smash. Robinson anytime touchdown. Deadskins all the way to the bank. Kamara under 105 rushing and receiving. See, I would be more worried. I would take him under rushing more than under rushing and receiving. And the main reason behind that is I could see him getting some receiving yards later in the game when they're forced to throw the ball more. So that's something I would be worried about there, is the potential that he catches the ball more in the second half there when they're losing. Okay, smart ass Nick. What? The Lakers won it last year. Does it really mean anything? Anyway, we'll move on. So that first game, not a game I'm getting involved with. Let's keep it going. Miami Dolphins, Houston Texans. This is a game I am involved with here. And this is a contest pick for me. I have 4 contest picks tonight, one today, one tomorrow. So we'll start it off here. My first contest pick here, Houston Texans for me. Let's take a look. Look ahead line 2, opening line 2, 2.5, and it's still a 2.5. So we really had no line movement here on this game. Look at line 46.5, opening line 47, down to a 46. So we have a 1-point line movement towards the under in this one as well. We have 62% of the tickets and 71% of the cash is on the Dolphins, and this line's not moved. So we have a little bit of a public dog here with the Miami Dolphins. This is something you'll notice a little bit today. There are a few public dogs. And public dogs are dogs. For me, this dog's getting more than 60% of the tickets. And that's the way I would describe a public dog, which we have a few of them, a decent amount actually. So I might be on some favorites today, if it all makes sense. And I think it does make sense for this one here. Yes, I'm not high on the Texans this year. I thought they were going to go through a sophomore slump. It kind of did, because CJ Stroud has not looked the greatest. But I mean, and Houston, in order to hit their win total, I think I have under 9.5. They need 2 wins the remainder of the season. They have Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, Tennessee. So if they lose this game, there's a good chance that they don't hit their win total. Because I mean, going from Miami to KC to Baltimore, those are tough matchups. Those are not gimmies by any stretch of the imagination. So that's the kind of a tougher schedule here for the Texans to end the season. I'm not saying they're going to miss the playoffs, but I mean, it's no guarantee. I think this is one of the easier matchups they'll have, other than Tennessee, which did beat them earlier in the year. I'm on Houston laying the 2.5 in this game. I'm going to fade the public dogs today, really is what I'm trying to go after. And I do think that we have a good opportunity with Houston here in this spot. So laying the 2.5. I got minus 2.5 at what? Minus 120 over on BetMGM for this one here. It means something to. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah. Miami money line. Pass, Miami game, bum fight, yeah. Hill anytime touchdown, I can see that. 1-800-GAMBLER Texans. Texans kicker over 1.5 field goals, and Nixon 75+ rushing yards. So plenty of player props there. Let's get into the next one here. Holy 1-800-GAMBLER. The New York Jets are taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jets are road favorites in this game. Sure. Total of 40.5. We're seeing 41s now. Look ahead line 40, opening line 40, now up to a 41. So we do have a 1-point line movement towards the over. Look ahead line 3, opening line 3.5, and it's still stayed at 3.5, juice towards Jacksonville now. So we do have a slight move towards the Jaguars in this one. 70% of tickets and 84% of cash is on the Jets. The public loves the Jets in this game for whatever reason. I don't get it. I've given up on the Jets. And then we have 34% of tickets, but 58% of the cash is on the under in this game. You have the lines gone from a 40 to a 41, which is confusing. Both these teams 3-10, so nice to see one of these teams have got to get a win, especially when you're a fan of a 2-11 Giants team that's going to continue to embrace the tank. Both these teams are 1-6 on the road. Both these teams are 2-4 at home. They're both 3-10. I mean, it's Jacksonville or nothing. That's the pretty simple truth in this game. If you're looking to take a side in this one, it's dog or pass. There's no way I'm laying a number with the Jets, especially on the road in this game. So pass here for me. It would be Jacksonville or nothing now. It would be the way I would approach this one. I took Derrick Henry, 4 touchdowns, 44-1. Wow. I mean, wouldn't surprise me, but I could see Justice Hill getting in the action as well. The rich get richer. Golden State had Dennis Schroeder. Nice little pickup. Warriors came out to play. There you go. I like Ajax, or I like Jacksonville. Jets suck, and I lean under. What about the under 40? That total is confusing because the sharp money's on the under, but yet this line's gone up a point. I don't get that. So I don't know. I don't know about the total in this one. Let's move on. We have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. We're seeing 5.5. Starting to see some 6s out there, which is concerning. Look ahead line was a 4. Opening line was a 5, and now we're seeing 5.5s. And some 6s. That's kind of concerning because when I picked them as a contest pick, it was a 5. So I thought, okay, we're looking good here. Which it has just started to move to the 5.5, though. It's been sitting at 5 the entire week, and now all of a sudden on Sunday. So that doesn't concern me too much. Look at line was a 49. Opening line was a 47.5 down to a 46.5. So we have a 1-point line movement towards the under here as well. 38% of tickets and 64% of cash is on the under in this game, and the line's moving towards it, which Tennessee, I don't trust them for an under. And and this more. I don't trust Cincinnati for an under. With the way that they've been playing offensively, that's been the one endearing quality of the Cincinnati Bengals is their offense has been awesome. So that's one thing to keep an eye on is that. But I took the Titans and I actually got them +6 in this game. Not 82% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the Bengals, and the line's finally starting to move towards them. I don't trust the Bengals as a road favorite at all. Defensively, they've been horrible. They gave up 20 points to the Cowboys last week, which was an improvement considering they gave up 44, 34, 35, 24, and 37 the previous 5 weeks. So they've been awful defensively. So I'm on the Titans here in this game. And the markets are kind of saying that this game could stay under. It would be more of Tennessee's offense not doing anything for this game to stay under. But I'm on the Titans. I got +6, +5 for the contest for me. Titans spread. Yep. Pollard anytime touchdown. Since the game passed, they both suck. Yeah, they kind of do. What about Titans team total over? See, yeah. I would lean. It sounds crazy. I would lean more towards a Bengals team total under than a Titans team total over. But I just don't trust. But I don't want to fade the offense of the Bengals. I want to fade the defense. So I guess I can lean that way. I see the Titans putting up 20 points. So yeah, but I'm on Tennessee in this game. No thoughts really on the total for it. We'll move on though. We have the New York Giants and the Baltimore Ravens. Holy shit, what a line for this game. Because look at line was 12.5, opening line 14. We're seeing 17s now. How far is too far? Is the ultimate question. And yes, I get it. The Giants suck. They are the worst team in football, I want to say. The Giants are the worst team in football. They've given up. But 17 points at home? Like, that's an awful lot. Granted, they've not won a home game all year. They're 0-7. Is this their final home game? Because no, they get one more against the Colts on the 29th. They go to Atlanta next week, then home against the Colts, and then end the year in Philly, where they'll get their ass kicked there. They've lost 8 straight games. They have failed to score more than 22 points in any of them. 22 was their peak there when they lost 27-22 against the Commanders. On the flip side, we have the Ravens off of a loss against Philly, and then they had a bye week. But after this, they have Pittsburgh, Houston, and Cleveland. So they have division rival team they beat in the playoffs last year, another division rival at the end of the year. Do they care enough to cover 17 points? That's the ultimate question in this game. Look at line 44.5, opening line 44. Now we're seeing 42.5. So move towards the under here as well. Suggesting probably the Giants don't do anything on offense in this game. We have 49% of the tickets and 57% of the cash on the Ravens. The line's done nothing but move towards the Ravens. 78% of tickets and 61% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. The line's moving down, if anything. I think this is an under. I think this game is an under, and I get it. The Ravens have been an over team. And my only worry for an under in this game is that the Ravens score it all by themselves. So maybe this is a Giants team total under, which I don't like big dogs taking team total unders like that. It's 12.5. That's asking Baltimore's defense to be pretty damn near perfect, which they've not really been. Baltimore's team total is 28.5, juice towards the over. I can't get involved with this. This is a ridiculous line. Yeah. I mean, maybe if you give me 17 a hook, I'll look towards the Giants in this game. But this is ridiculous. Almost want to pick Giants money line. We have not seen a dog of this size win at all. So I don't know. Giants money line. You can get plus 1,000 over on DraftKings. Plus 1180 on Circa. Matchbook's giving you 1250. So yeah. Leave Baltimore, but pass spread too high. Yeah. Andrews over 35.5 receiving yards. Let's keep it going, though. Kansas City Chiefs, Cleveland Browns. The Chiefs are minus 4.5 with a total of 41 in this game. We all know the narrative. The Chiefs only win by field goals. And they kind of do. Look at line 5.5, opening line 5.5, down to a 4.5. So we do have a move towards these Cleveland Browns in this game. Look at line 46, opening line 44, now down to a 41. So we've had this total plummet towards the under in this one, and the lines move towards the Browns. The Browns defensively have not been what we expected them to be this year, because they were one of the better teams defensively in football last year, and they have been anything but this year. They're coming in off of a 27-14 loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They've lost back-to-back games, 4 of the last 5, 8 of the last 10. This is a bad Cleveland team that was a playoff team last year, and now they're 3-10 this year against 12-1 Kansas City. Which one thing that's kind of interesting here is that they're 12. It's 12-1 versus 3-10, but yet it's only a 4-point spread, 4.5 point spread. This has KC by a field goal written all over it. We have 56% of tickets and 54% of cash on the Chiefs. And the lines move towards the Browns. 78% of tickets, 66% of cash on the over in this one as well. I'll go a little ugly dog action here. Give me Cleveland on this spot at plus 4.5. The Chiefs, they win by field goals. They've been doing this all year long, where it's been a lot of close calls, a lot of wins by field goals. So I could see another spot here where it's the same script of every game for the Kansas City Chiefs. They keep them in it. They keep their opponent in the game. The opponent takes the lead late, and then they go down, kick a field goal, win the game, and move on, survive, and advance type of thing. So what it shocked me to see the Kansas City Chiefs win a game here with a lot of shenanigans. No. Win and not cover. That's all they've been doing is winning and not covering. Granted, I referenced last week that in this price range, they've actually been pretty good. It's when they're laying over, when they're laying touchdown or higher is when they struggle. I'll take a shot here, plus 4.5 with the Cleveland Browns. This Chiefs team, they're good, but they're not what they've been the last few years. I get it, they're 12-1, but this is a team that gets a little lucky as well. So this is kind of a luck box team in the Kansas City Chiefs here. So they'll probably win by a field goal again. So give me plus 4.5 in this one. Might tease New York Giants up or Baltimore down. I would leave that game alone. Over KC, lay it. Nope. What about the under 41.5? Yeah, I would lean towards an under, but has this total moved too far? Is the ultimate question here. Is should we be concerned that this line is moved too much? So Chiefs minus 3.5. Dolphins under 47. Dolphins plus 3.5. I'm on the opposite side there. Giants team total under 3.5. At 6-1. Jesus. I mean, yeah. 1 second. I'm responding to but yeah, wow, 3.5. That's the only plays I have right now. There you go. Pacheco anytime touchdown. What games did I miss? What game were you on, and what are you on? I have nothing in that game. I'm on the Texans 2.5, minus 2.5 in that game. Nothing in this game. Titans plus 6. Nothing. Browns plus 4.5. And we move on to this game here. Another 1-800-GAMBLER game. And this one is the Carolina Panthers and the Dallas Cowboys. And yes, you do not have to adjust your screen. The Carolina Panthers are favorites. Yes, that is true. They are 2.5, 3-point favorites, depending on your book. Total 43. This line, look ahead line, was Dallas minus 1.5. The opening line was Carolina minus 1, and now we're seeing 2.5. It did get up to a 3 for a minute, but there was buyback on those 3s. Look at line 44, opening line 43, and we're still at the 43. 80% of tickets, 65% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line is moved. The line is not moved. And then we have 71% of tickets, 72% of the cash is on the Dallas Cowboys in this game, and yet this line's moving towards the Carolina Panthers. I was talking about public dogs. The Cowboys are one of those. I get it. Who wants to lay points at Carolina? However, they've covered 5 in a row, and they've won 2 of the last 5. So they've been playing better football as of late. They've been covering numbers. Granted, now we're laying points with them. I think they have a quarterback advantage, though, Bryce Young, which I don't think I've been able to say at all. And they were competitive against Philly. They had a chance to win it against Philly. They definitely had a chance to beat the Buccaneers. They had a chance to beat the Chiefs. So this has been a really, really fun Carolina team the last few weeks. And they have, I still need over 5.5, and they have Arizona, Tampa Bay, and Atlanta after this. So who knows what to expect from those games. They can win. Now I'm asking 3 of the last 4 games in order to cash that win total, which is not going to come through. But I think today is a win for them. I got 2.5 at minus 115 for them over on Fanatics. I'm on the Carolina Panthers in this game, laying the points in this one. Giants going to score more than 4 points. Panthers money line, yeah. Young 200-plus passing yards. I like it. We'll move on to the next game. This one's an interesting one, and I'm kind of surprised that it didn't end up as a contest pick for me, because the more and more I'm looking at it, the more and more I would like to get involved with it, because we have probably the most public dog in this game today. And that would be the Pittsburgh Steelers being the very public dog. Let's get into it. We have the Philadelphia Eagles. They're 5.5-point favorites, total 43 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one. Where it opened, look at line 5, opening line 5. Now we're seeing 5.5s. Look at line 45.5, opening line 45, down to a 43. So we'll move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow, 78% of tickets, 67% of the cash is on the Steelers in this game. So public all over the Steelers as a dog in this one. 80% of tickets and 75% of the cash on the over as well. So we have all this money coming in, all these tickets, all these money coming in on the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're saying, oh, you like the Steelers at 5? Here's a 5.5. They're not worried about this Steelers money whatsoever, which means the Eagles are the play. The Eagles are 11-2 now this year, 8-5 ATS. On the flip side, the Steelers are 10-3 straight up and ATS. Both teams are 5-1 at home. The Steelers are 5-2 on the road this year, 5-3 after this game. I'm going to take the Eagles in this spot. They've won 9 games in a row, going for 10. And I'm getting 5.5s across the board, minus 110 here over on Bet365. I'm going to add the Steelers, or add the Eagles to my card here. Eagles minus 5.5 for me at minus 110 over on Bet365. Taking a shot with them here in this game, because I feel like if you take the Eagles and the Lions and two-team them the rest of the year, you would be doing pretty well right now if you just keep two-teaming the Eagles and the Lions. But yeah, I'm on the Eagles laying 5.5 here on this one. Pass 1-800-GAMBLER for the Cowboy game. Philly minus the over. Philly smash. Barkley 100+ rush yards. Fair. Let's move on. Game of the day. The Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. We're seeing this line. Let me get up this line here. Look at line was a 2. Opening line was a 2.5. And it's now gotten down to a 2. Okay, so we've had a half-point line movement towards Buffalo. Look at line 51.5. Opening line 53. It's now up to a 54.5. What a high total in this game here. 69% of tickets and 70% of cash is on the over. The line's moved towards it. 71% of tickets, 75% of cash is on the Bills. And this line has finally moved towards the Bills, though. It's been really 2.5s all week, and now we're finally starting to see the 2 there. I ended up getting -2 with the Lions here at -115. I'm on the Lions here. Yes, I'm on the Motor City Kitties here again. This has been a Lions team that I have been super, super high on this year. And I feel like I've gotten them right a good amount this year. I've stayed off the bad spots for them. I've backed them in the good spots. And I think this is a good spot here. It's a statement game for them. Granted, they have Chicago on deck. Cool. This is a potential. This is a game I think we could see being played in New Orleans in early February. This is the Super Bowl we all want. So that means we're probably going to get some bullshit like the Chiefs and the Eagles. But this is the Super Bowl that we all want, that the people want. 2 teams that have never won the Super Bowl before, 2 of the best teams in football. I think the Lions are the best team in football. Pretty plain and simple. And you're giving me them under a field goal in this game. I'm going to take them, especially when the public loves the Bills in this spot with 71% of tickets and 75% of cash on them. Give me the Lions. I'll lay the 2 in this game -115. If you want to just lay the juice, there are 130 or 140s out there. I don't hate that either. I laid the 2 with the Lions. Give me Detroit here to take care of business and then move on to 13-1. They've already cashed the season win total for me, the Lions, and now I think we can get them soon, hopefully, to clinch the division as well. So, give me the Lions. What about the over 43? I'm assuming that that's in the previous game. I really don't have an opinion on the total at all. Cats suck. Buff in the over. Lions money line. Yes. St. Brown over 68.5 receiving yards. Montgomery over 16.5 receiving yards. Gibbs over 68.5 rushing. No, sir. Neither will be in the Super Bowl. It'll be KC and probably Philly. No, that's what I was saying. Marcos, I was saying the Super Bowl that most people want is the Lions and the Bills. The one we're going to get is probably some bullshit matchup between the Chiefs and the Eagles, which nobody wants to see. We'll move on to the next game there. Denver Broncos, Indianapolis Colts. Broncos -4, total 43.5. Let's take a look at the line history here between a couple of horses where this line opened up at, look at line 5, opening line 4.5 down to a 4. It did dip down to a 3.5 at one point. So we do a move towards these Colts. Look at line 43, opening line 42.5. And now we're seeing 43.5 in this game here. So we move towards the over and a move towards the Colts with 63% of tickets and 69% of cash is on the Broncos. 78% of tickets and 57% of cash on the over in this game. The Lions has moved towards the over in this spot. Seems kind of like a weird line here in this game, considering that the Broncos are playoff bound right now. They're in a playoff spot at 8-5. The Colts are not dead yet. They have a schedule where they can rip off a few more wins here to end the year. And I believe I had Colts over 8.5 as a win total. They have the Broncos here, but after this, Tennessee, Giants, and Jacksonville should be 3 wins to end the year. Should be for them. So all of a sudden, we're talking about a Colts team. They win this game, they can very well finish 10-7 and be a threat to the Texans in that division, even though they're 6-7 right now and they're 8-5. Granted, they would need to go 10-7, and the Texans would need to go 9-8. But because the Texans won both games against these Colts, but we're talking about a Colts team that they have a very winnable schedule the last 3 games. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Indianapolis make the playoffs. But with that being said, am I moving on this game? No. It would be Colts or nothing, though. Colts or nothing for sure. Okay, Nick, I got you. Yeah, no. I don't want to see Kansas City and Philadelphia. That would be boring to me. We've already seen that matchup. We saw the Chiefs take care of business against the Eagles. We don't need to see the Eagles again. The Lions would be a much more fun Super Bowl, and the Bills. Imagine those fan bases starved for a Super Bowl. Oh, it would be so good. It would be so good. It would be cinema. It'd probably be one of the best viewed Super Bowls in a very long time because there's no Mahomes, so people will be happy to finally not see him in a Super Bowl. So yeah, I need Lions Bills Super Bowl in my life. I really do. Yeah, Denver minus in the under. I would look towards the dog in this game or pass. We'll move on. Chargers and Bucks. Chargers 3-point favorites, total of 45.5 in this game. Kind of a public dog for this one here. But let's get into it here. Let's see if this line is at least moved towards them in this one. Look ahead line 3.5, opening line 3, and it's still a 3. So really no line movement there. Total look ahead line 47. And opening line 45.5. We're up to a 46 in this game. So move towards the over. And no move on the side. 69% of tickets, 69% of cash. Nice is on the Bucks in this game. The line's not moving. And then we have 70% of tickets and 80% of cash is on the over in this one as well. And the line has moved slightly up in this game. It's a tricky game. I really didn't know what to think too much about this one. It'd be Chargers or nothing. They're 8-5 straight up, 9-4 ATS. This is a good Chargers team. Granted, all of a sudden, we have a Buccaneers team that's first in the South at 7-6. 8-5 ATS, 8-5 over under, 4-2 on the road. And they're on 3 straight wins. Granted, Giants, Panthers, and Raiders. That's the teams that they've played recently. And then they'll end the year with the Cowboys, the Panthers, again, and the Saints. So this is a team that very well, if they win this game, could finish 11-6 and win the division. So I think this is the toughest remaining game for these Tampa Bay Buccaneers. On the flip side, we have the Chargers. They're off of a loss against the Chiefs. They're 4.5-point favorites on Sunday Night Football, and they lost by 2 because everybody loses by 2 to the Kansas City Chiefs. It would be Chargers or nothing for me. Chargers have Denver on deck, then New England and Las Vegas, so they very well should make the playoffs as well. If they win this game, I see them winning at least the last 2 games. Granted, they're both on the road, but New England and Las Vegas, I see them winning those games. So an 11-6 LA Chargers team heading into the playoffs. So it'd be Bucks or nothing for me. It's not a game I'm getting involved with, though. Imagine the Bills lose on a field goal again. It'd be stupid. Yeah. Sutton anytime goal, or Bills losing to the Chiefs. Yeah. LAC in the over. Is Herbert playing? I'm assuming yes. If considering they're -3, I'm assuming yes. Chargers money line and the Chargers kicker over 1.5 field goals. Fair. Well, to a game that I almost forgot was happening today: the New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 6-point favorites in this game, total of 46.5. I mean, look at line 7, opening line 7. We're down to a 6, so we have a 1-point line movement towards New England. Look at line 44.5, opening line 45.5. Now we're seeing 46.5. So a 1-point move towards the over here as well. We have 65% of tickets, 75% of cash on the over in this game with the line moving. 65% tickets, 75% of cash on the Cardinals with the line moving towards the Patriots. 38% of tickets, 59% of cash on the under here as well. This is probably one of the most forgettable games on the card. The Cardinals are now 6-7. Are they still within reach? Because I don't think they're really within reach right now. Let's see. The Niners are last in that division. They need a win. If they win, they'll be a game and a half behind the Seahawks, which we'll talk about the Seahawks in the next game for the division lead. Yeah, I mean, the season's slowly starting to slip away from Arizona. I don't want to be laying this type of points on Arizona, but do I really want the Patriots? Not really. They are coming in off of a bye. Sorry. They were last seen in a 25-24 loss against the Indianapolis Colts. They lost 3 in a row, 8 of the last 10. The tank is fully in place here for the Patriots. We have a lot of bad teams in football right now. It's kind of interesting to see because we currently have, with 4 games remaining in the season, we currently have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams with double-digit losses already, with 4 games remaining. 3-10, Panthers, Titans, Jaguars, Browns, Patriots, and Jets. 2-11, Giants, and 2-11 Raiders. So kind of interesting to see. And if the Lions lose tomorrow night, they'll join that group of double-digit loss teams. So kind of interesting there. But no, I'm not getting involved in this game. This is an easy no play for me. Arkansas State numbers in college basketball. Where's Arkansas State? I have UAB as a 3-point favorite in that game. Small value towards the 3.5, but no play. What about the under 45.5? Maybe. Lions, Eagles, and Bucks. I'm on the Lions. I'm on the Eagles. I stayed off the Bucks game. Cards. Yeah. Morning, Nick. Morning. Under 46.5. Terry McBride. Nearly swept the St. Louis game yesterday. First period, plus 1.5, and the under 5.5. The only miss was the Fogey money line. Yeah. Nebraska, Omaha, Iowa State game starts. Game. What's your line on that one? I have Iowa State as a 35-point favorite. So I think the line's correct. Florida ruined a 10 leg plus 4K parlay. Wow. Ouch. Final game on the card, then we will head to the association and we'll head to the ice. The Green Bay Packers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. The Packers 2.5-point road favorites, total of 46.5. Some Sunday night football here. Look at line 2.5, opening line 2.5, still a 2.5. Look at headline 47, opening line 46. It's now 46.5. Half-point line movement. Sorry. Towards the over, and no line movement on the side. We have 51% tickets and 54% cash on the Seahawks in this game. The line's not moved. 89% tickets, 89% cash on the over here as well. We have the Green Bay Packers coming in off of, I believe, a win in their last game, if I remember right. No, they lost. Their last game was 10 days ago. They had a pseudo bye week. Thursday Night Football, they lost 34-31 against the Detroit Lions. They did cover as 3.5-point dogs in that game, though. It snapped a 3-game winning streak there for these Green Bay Packers. Their only losses in the last 9 games have been to Detroit and Detroit. On the flip side, we have the Seattle Seahawks who are on a 4-game winning streak. They've beaten the 49ers, then the Cardinals twice, and the Jets. They've covered in all 4 of those games. They've been very good as of late. I have really no interest in this one whatsoever, though. This is a tricky game. The markets are not telling us anything in this spot. Feel like 2.5 is a little light for the Packers here in this game. And they've had extra time to prepare for it, and this is still a very important game for the Packers for their push towards the playoffs. They end the year with the Saints, the Vikings, and the Bears. So there's that. I have really no interest in this game. I guess a small lean towards an over in this game. And a small lean towards the Packers. If I had to bet anything, it would be Green Bay in the over. But I'm not playing anything in this game. It's a simple pass. Seattle all day money and lean over. Packers money line. Jacobs over 74.5 rushing. All right. We'll transition though. We'll go from the gridiron to the hardwood, where we have the NBA. Went 1 for 1 yesterday in the association. Had the under the Bucks game. But let's move on here. Let me switch over everything to NBA. And let's get started. We have the Indianapolis Indianapolis. Indiana Pacers and New Orleans Pelicans, 6.5-point favorites are the Pacers, total 231 in this game, 231.5. The Pacers enter this game 11-15, 9-16 and 1 ATS, 16 under, 7-4 at home. The Pelicans are now 5-21 on the year. They're 10-16 ATS, so it's not like they've covered a few more games than they've won, but that'll be the case when you're big dogs. 12-13 and 1 over under, 1-12 on the road this year. So they've done literally nothing on the road at all this year. This line opened up 6.5, still a 6.5. Line opened up 228. It's up to a 231.5. So a big move towards the over here as well. 75% of tickets, 81% of cash on the Pacers. The line's not moving. And then 78% of tickets and 76% of the cash is on the over in this game. The line's dropping. The Pelicans have lost 3 in a row. However, they've covered in back-to-back games. They were 7-point dogs in back-to-back games. They lost by 5 to the Spurs. They lost by 2 to the Kings. On the flip side, we have the Pacers, who are coming in off of a win, 121-107 against the Philadelphia 76ers, where now they've covered in 2 of the last 3 games, but they're 2-7-1 ATS in their last 10. So this is a Pacers team that's not been covering. This line's really not moving. I mean, it's Pelicans or nothing. That's the only way I look in this game. 75% of tickets and 81% of cash is on the Pacers, and the line's not moving. So kind of interesting there. Dog or pass, but the ultimate question is, can you trust the Pelicans to cover a number, which they've covered in 3 of the last 4 games, even though they're 1-9 ATS, or 1-9 straight up. Their only win was against the Phoenix Suns as 1-point dogs. All their other games, they've been decent-sized dogs, other than being a favorite against Toronto in the 26-point loss there. Pelicans are nothing. I don't feel the need to force it, though. I will be on the next game, though. I will be on the next game. Dallas, Carolina seems like a trap. Yeah, that they want Cowboy money because the public's on the Cowboys. So yeah, here you go. You can fade the Panthers at a plus price tag. Here you go. There's the trap. You can fade the Panthers at a plus price tag. What about Packers team total over? I'd lean that way. Might fade Carolina, Dallas first half, and Columbus first period 2-teamer. I think the trap's the other way. They're just baiting people to take the Cowboys at plus money against the Panthers. Pels spread, topping 15+ points. Lean Pels, but pass. Well, at the under 231.5, that would be my lean in this game. My lean would be under in this game if I had to bet the total. All right, let's continue on. Let me go ahead and bet this now, because you guys all know exactly where I'm going in this game. We have the Boston Celtics taking on the Washington Wizards. The Celtics 17-point road favorites with a total of 234 in this game. You guys all know where this should be going because I've bet this basically every single Wizards game the last like 15 or 20 of them. Not 15 or 20 of them, but you know what I mean. I want to go back and take a look at how many straight Washington games that I've bet this way. And it started with me taking, what was it? It started with the Memphis game, I want to say. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 straight games I've taken the opponent team total over against the Washington Wizards. I've lost on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I'm 6. So I'm 12-6 taking opponent team total overs against the Washington Wizards this year. Line open up at a 16.5. It's up to a 17. Line open up at a 228. It's up to a 233.5. I got this number at Celtics team total over 125.5 minus 115. That's what I'm going to be on here for this game. Celtics team total over. Pretty plain and simple. Until I lose like 2 or 3 in a row. I'm 12-6 in doing this, so I'm going to continue riding with it. Washington opponent team total overs. Celtics team total over 125.5 minus 115 over on Fanatics. Celtics team total over? Yes. What about the under 234.5? No. I would only look over. I would only look the over. New York Knicks, Orlando Magic. The Orlando Magic. Our dogs in this game, 4.5-point favorites are the New York Knicks, total of 214. Opening line 4.5. Got up to a 5 at one point, down to a 4 at one point. We're back to a 4.5, so no line movement since the opening line. Line opened up 215, it's down to a 214, so we'll move towards the under here as well. As no line movement on the side. 62% of tickets, 76% of cash on the Knicks, and the line's not moving. 86% of tickets, 84% of cash on the over, and the line's moving towards the under. In this game, kind of a low total, all things considered, with it being a 214. The Magic 17-10 this year, 16-11 ATS, 13-14 over under, 10-0 at home. They are a perfect at home. Which makes me very interested with them here, especially with the line not moving. 62% of tickets, 67% of cash on the Knicks, and the line's not moving. The Knicks are off of a loss against the Atlanta Hawks. They were 8-point favorites in that game. They lost outright in that one. And they've lost 2 of the last 3 games. They were favorites. They've been favorites in 2 of the last 3, and they've lost outright 2 of the last 3. I think that the Magic are very, very live to win this game outright. And I'm going to go ahead and take the Magic here. We're going to go grab them here. The Orlando Magic. Whoa. Plus 4.5, minus 110. I mean, you have a team that's undefeated at home. Public on the road team. I mean, I'll take a shot here. If I lose, so be it. This is a Magic team that has not lost at home at all this year. So I'll take a shot here. Magic plus the 4.5 against the New York Knicks. Go ahead and track that here, plus 4.5. All right, let's head back. Wizards plus 17.5. It's a lot of freaking points. It is. I get that. Lean Washington but pass. Washington over. Orlando plus. Magic spread. Suggs plus 25 plus points. Fair. Stop it, Nick. Nope. Orlando Magic. Go. 9+ rebounds. Gonna be a repeat of last game Knicks. What, they lose outright as big favorites? Yeah, I could see that. Let's keep it going. The Minnesota Timberwolves are taking on the San Antonio Spurs. 4.5-point favorites are the Wolves. Total of 214.5 in this game. Line opened up at 3.5 up to a 4.5. So we have a 1-point line movement towards Minnesota. Line open up 215, down to a 214.5. We have 89% of tickets, 89% of cash on the over, yet this line's dropped a 0.5 point. And then we have 65% of tickets and 56% of cash on the Wolves. And the line has moved towards the Wolves, so at least we've seen a line, some respect towards the cash coming in on them there. We have Minnesota 13-11, 10-14 ATS, 12-12 over under, 5-7 on the road this year. The Spurs are only a half game behind these Minnesota Timberwolves at 13-12. They're 11-14 ATS, 14-11 over under, 9-6 at home. I mean, I have no interest in this game whatsoever. The Spurs as a dog look interesting in this game. I don't trust the Timberwolves as a road favorite at all. But not a game I'm going to get involved with. I feel like there's better spots on the card. So pass here for me. What about the under 214.5? Lean that way. Wolfpack. I mean, maybe. Minnesota's not the team they were last year, though. They're not good this year. But we'll move on. Portland Trailblazers, Phoenix Suns. The Suns are 11-point favorites in this game, total of 230.5. And this line opened up at a 9. It's now up to 11.5. And this line opened up at a 228.5. It's now 230.5. So we have a line move towards the Suns. We have a line move towards the over in this one, expecting them to be able to put up some points against this Portland Trailblazers team. This is the first game back after a 4-game road trip for the Phoenix Suns. They played in New Orleans, Miami, Orlando, and then Utah before heading back to Phoenix. On the flip side, Portland coming in off of a loss against the Spurs, but they did cover as 3.5-point dogs. That was their 5th straight loss in 7 of the last 8 games, and 8 of the last 10 if they've lost. Now we're talking them as 11-point dogs in this game, though, and we're asking the Phoenix Suns to cover a big number. which the Suns have not won by the 11. They have not covered an 11.5 in their last 3 wins. Granted, they were not 11.5 point favorites in any of their last 3 wins. And I'm not laying the points with Phoenix. It'd be over or nothing for me. Over or nothing would be the way I would approach this game. Another simple pass, though. I think this line's a little egregious. It would be dog or pass at this number, but not a game that I'm going to be betting. Spurs plus 4.5. Blazers plus 11. I would lean towards those. Yeah, those would be my leans in those games. Dallas Mavericks and the Golden State Warriors. The Mavs 3-point favorites, total 229 in this game. Line opened up at a 1, and now we're seeing 3s out there. Line opened up 235, and now we're seeing 229. So a move towards the under here as well. So big move towards the under, decent move towards the Mavericks in this game here. 48% of tickets and 54% of the cash is on the Mavericks. So looks like sharpish money coming in on the Mavs. And then we have 74% tickets, 73% of cash is on the over in this one as well. The line moving, I believe not moving the total there. Interesting to see the Warriors as home dogs in this game. There probably injuries, I'm guessing, causing that. Curry is day-to-day with a clavicle injury. Other than that, really nobody. Wiggins is day-to-day as well, but I mean, their injury report's not bad. The Mavericks have been playing better basketball as of late. They are coming in off of a loss by 14 against the Oklahoma City Thunder, but they had won their previous 7 games to that, so they're right back in the mix there. They are 4th in the Western Conference. Golden State's coming in off of a loss against the Houston Rockets in their last game. They lost 91-90 in that one. Kind of a struggling Warriors team as of late. They've lost 7 of their last 9 games, so a really poor run here for the Warriors. We have the Mavericks off of a loss, which I would like to back them off of a loss here. I can get -2.5 here. Give me Dallas in this game. And I never even looked at the cap. Oh yeah, we did. We said the semi-sharp money's coming in on the Mavericks here. I'm still getting 2.5, so I mean, I'm not getting the best of the line by any stretch of the imagination. But it's still under a bucket here. I'm gonna take the Mavericks laying the 2.5 points. I got that over on ESPN bets. So Mavs -2.5 for me. Portland lean but pass. Line was at an 8 or a 9 at first. Yeah. Denny 12 plus points. Curry might be out, but Golden State money line. Mavs money line. What about the under? Kind of lean that way, but not betting it. Last game on the NBA card, then we'll get to the ice, and then we'll wrap up the show. The Memphis Grizzlies are 4-point favorites in this game, total of 234.5. Let's take a look at the line history here in this one, where it opened up at a 2.5. Now we're seeing a 4 for the Grizzlies. Line opened up at a 232. It's now a 234.5. So we'll move towards the over and move towards Memphis in this game. We have 85% of tickets and 88% of the cash on the Grizzlies. So the line moving towards the Grizzlies makes sense. 76% of the tickets, 61% of the cash on the over. The line moving towards the over makes sense. The Lakers have been good at home this year. They're 8-3 at home this year. This is a Lakers team, though, that I really don't have too much of an interest in backing right now. They're off of a loss against Minnesota. They lost 97-87. But they've lost 4 of their last 5 games and 7 of their last 10. A struggling Lakers team. On the flip side, Memphis has won 4 in a row and 9 of their last 10. They're 18-8. They're 2nd in the Western Conference. They've been awesome this year. The Memphis Grizzlies. The only team above them in the conference is the Oklahoma City Thunder. They got them by a game, 2.5 games. This Grizzlies team has been really fun this year. They've really bounced back. Do I want them in this game, though? Not laying 4 on the road. The Lakers are not a team I trust. The Grizzlies are looking good. It's a little too public for my liking, so I'm totally fine with leaving this NBA card with the Magic, the Celtics team total over, and the Mavericks. So I'm cool with that. So pass for me to end the card in this one. Fagers don't lose at home, but LeBum might be out still. If LeBum is out, I understand the line moving the way it is. Then over 234, I'd lean that way. Lakers money line. We'll transition from the hardwood to the ice. With the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the New York Islanders. The Islanders are on -170 favorites in this game. Total 5.5. This is probably an easy pass for me. We have a New York Islanders team coming in off of a win. They've won actually 3 of their last 4 games. They're playing better as of late. But something that kind of does concern me, not in a bad way, because we do have, at least they're in a good situational spot for it. We could see Duclair back. We could see Barzal back. We could see Pellets back this game. Horvat's day-to-day. Varlamov is still not skating, so Sorokin will most likely be in net. And here's the thing. I don't trust the Islanders. I'm not going to lay a number with the Islanders. I promise you that. I don't bet the Islanders as a favorite. I'm not interested in the Chicago Blackhawks either. Why? Well, they've lost now. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games. They've lost back-to-back. They just lost to this Islanders team 5-4. Very generous score, though. It was 5-1 in the third period. And this Blackhawks team, one thing that's kind of concerning with them is this is the second half of a back-to-back. This is the third game in 4 days. This is a bad situational spot for the Blackhawks as well. So for me, no interest in this game. Maybe a draw on this one. But the Islanders have not been going to overtime as of late. I believe this is a season high, 5 games in a row without an overtime game. They did that. They did that as well earlier in the season when they went and they played Florida, Anaheim, Columbus, Buffalo, and the Rangers. They went all those games without an overtime game. They went 5 in a row earlier. This is now tied for the longest they've gone without playing extra time. So don't be surprised when this game goes to overtime. No interest for me in this game. Don't want to lay the price with the Islanders. Don't want the Blackhawks in the situational spot. So pass. Braun over 23.5 points. Hockey. Isles in the under. Soderblom. Fair. You got a couple of likes in college basketball today. Yeah. Virginia Tech, Rhode Island, Northwestern, Kent State. All favorites again. I hate that our numbers love a ton of favorites earlier in the season, but yeah, it would be those. Hawks money line. What about Hawks puck line? Not laying $1.65 on a puck line. No, thank you. I think if the puck line cashes, the draw does. So, I'm good. I don't need the puck line. Under. I could see that. I have this game projector for 5.444 goals. So, So, no play here. We'll move on to the next one here. -335 are the Carolina Hurricanes. Total of 6.5 in this game. This should be This is a system play. Because the Carolina Hurricanes are coming in off of a 3-0 loss to the Ottawa Senators. Kind of a shocking loss there for these Hurricanes. Especially at home getting shut out. This is a problem. This Carolina Hurricanes team, they're struggling here as of late. And also kind of interesting there. We've seen back-to-back games between Columbus and Carolina go towards Columbus. They won last year 6-3, and they won earlier this season in a shootout 5-4. Carolina coming in off of that 3-0 loss. So we got the team off of a shutout loss angle as well. Columbus is coming in off of 2 overtime games. This is the third game in 4 nights for them as well, which does make things a little trickier. I'm getting a 6 at -120 over on BetMGM. Team off of a shutout loss, play the over. I'm playing the over in this game. So over 6 for me at -120. kind of interested in the Blue Jackets at this number plus 280, but very similar to the Blackhawks last game. I don't like the situational spot for them. Granted, the first 2 games were at home, but now they have to travel to Carolina on the 3rd game on 4 nights, second half of a back-to-back. I don't like backing teams in those situations. So on the side, it's a pass. I got over 6 at minus 120 over on BetMGM now. And will we see a members card? Yeah. I got it. I have a lot of stuff going on, and it slips sometimes. Hurricanes are overrated garbage. I love to hear it. They're 18-10-1. But yeah, no, I would love to see them just continue to collapse. CBJ punted the game, punted the Ducks game. This is for CBJ moneyline. Yeah. Jackets moneyline. Islanders 1-800. Chicago Blackhawks revenge. 2 bad goalies, 2 bad teams. Whoa. Sorokin's not a bad goalie, bud. No. Sorokin, I think at his best, is a top 5 goalie in hockey. So no, he's a Vezina finalist on a good year. No, 2 bad goalies. No, unless I'm seeing somebody else, unless it's somebody else in that and not Sorokin. Sorokin's a good goalie. He's a great goalie. Plus 1.5 in the draw is nice. You can see it. We'll move on. Cue up the what do you call it? The Titanic meme. It's been 84 years since the Sabres have won a hockey game. They've lost 9 in a row now. Their last win was against San Jose at the end of that California road trip, where they swept the California road trip, and then after that have forgotten what hockey is. And they take on the Toronto Maple Leafs, who are $2 favorites, which we faded the Maple Leafs yesterday. They lose 4-2 to the Red Wings. They're playing a 3rd game in 4 nights. So situationally, scheduling wise, not a good spot for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I have this game projected for the Maple Leafs to be around 140, 150 favorites in this game. So I do see value with Buffalo, but how the fuck do we trust Buffalo right now? Like, honestly, how do we trust the Buffalo Sabres to do literally anything right now? They've lost 9 in a row. And most of these have been at home. Their only games on the road they've lost were Washington and the Islanders. They got shut out against the Islanders too. But this is just a Sabres team that can't close out games right now, that can't seem to get out of their own way. So no, there's no chance in the world I'm laying a number with them here. Or I'm taking the Sabres, but I'm not laying a number with the Toronto Maple Leafs either. I have this game projected for 6.4 goals, so I'm kind of interested to see what the number is for a 6 in this game. We're seeing 5.5 at minus 140 over on Fanatics. I'm not laying $1.40 for a 5.5, but I'll take the over 6 at minus 110. We have a 3rd game in 4 nights for the Maple Leafs. This is a back-to-back for the Sabres, so situational spots where I feel like could play more towards an over in this game. So I'll go ahead and I'll take over 6 minus 110. Over 6 minus 110. Again, with the Toronto with Maple Leafs and Sabres here. Over. Sorokin confirmed. Yeah, no. Canes cash cow and system play. Canes cash cow, they've not been playing well at all lately. Soderblom expected. Cool. Sabres money line. Good luck. Was at the Sabres game yesterday. Capitals 1.5. Never in doubt. Yeah. All right. So you're really interested in Merce Leakins for a win? Really? There's no way I'm laying minus 335 with the Hurricanes, though. I took the over, and that was it. But at the number, I can only look Blue Jackets. At the number. Minus 330 for the way the Hurricanes are playing right now? Fuck no. Absolutely not. No, thank you. Buffalo first period. Over and anytime goal Tage Thompson. Yeah. Sorokin win-loss record, not good this season. All right. I don't care. And this is almost like when people are like, Garrett Crochet was not good last year because he's 9-19. Win-loss records for goalies are like pitchers. They're a team stat. They're not an individual stat. Yes, I get it. He's what? He's 9-8-4. So he's above NHL 500 this year. A 265 goals allowed average, and I don't have his save percentage up here. But I mean, he has an above 900 save percentage. Like I don't know what you're really looking for. Like he's I mean, has he been the best goalie in hockey this year? No. But with that being said, is he a bad goalie? No. I'm trying to get up his numbers right now. And it's just taking forever to load. But no, yeah, 9-4-1 or 9-8-4 is not a great record. But on the flip, I mean, I yes, do you want to see goalies win games? He's a 9-10 save percentage. Like he's been good this year. That's an above average save percentage. Do we wish he's been better? Of course, I want to see him play better, but he's not a bad goalie. Leafs also a system play. Why? Because they're playing Buffalo. I can see that. 9-10 save percentage. Yeah, Sorokin's been good this year. He hasn't been Vezina caliber, but he's not been bad. Let's move on. We have the New York Rangers and the St. Louis Blues. The Rangers look broken right now as they hit the road to play St. Louis in this game. Pretty simple for me. The wrong team's favored in this game. So we have the St. Louis Blues coming in off of an overtime loss yesterday. Both teams coming off of losses. It was an overtime loss for St. Louis, 2-1 against Dallas. And on the flip side, it was a 5-1 loss for the Rangers against the Kings. So, I mean, just an ugly loss. But here's the thing with the Rangers is they're falling apart right now. They've lost 3 of the last 4 games. They've lost 7 of the last 10. On the flip side, yeah, we lost with the Blues' shine has kind of gone away now that they've lost 2 in a row in 3 of the last 4 games. But they have gone to overtime in 4 of the last 7. Here's the simple thing, though, for me. The wrong team is favored. There's no way right now that the Rangers should be laying a number on the road. Personally, for me, that's just me, though. I could be wrong, but give me plus 115 with the Blues. I feel like this was a pretty simple play of just fading the wrong team being favored. So Blues plus 115 for me in this spot. And then we'll move on to the final game of the night, the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. We have the Minnesota Wild minus 135 favorites, total of 6 in this game. The Wild, they last played on Saturday. Well, so yesterday, they played yesterday. They beat the Flyers 4-1. So a nice win there for them. On the flip side, the Vegas Golden Knights are coming off of a 6-3 loss against the Edmonton Oilers, which snapped a 4-game winning streak for the Golden Knights. I was kind of pissed that I didn't pull the trigger on the Wild yesterday on the -1 line. They went 4-1. And that was just the bounce back after them losing 7-1 to Edmonton. So, I mean, this is a Wild team. You know my thoughts on the Wild. I'm very high on them. They're 26-4 right now. I have them to win the division at plus 490. I want to say 490, or 460. I'm very high on this Wild team. On the flip side, the Vegas Golden Knights, I've been wrong about them. I did not expect them to. I thought they were going to take a step down this year. Losing players, they're 19-8-3. They ain't doing that. My projections for this game, I have the Wild as around minus 150, minus 160 favorites. I would like to take the Wild here to end the night. In this game, what number can I get on the Wild here in this game? Minus 125 over on DraftKings. Sign me up. I'm going to be on the Minnesota Wild in this game to close out my card. This is a Wild team I'm very high on. I think this line should be way wider. So I'll take a shot here, minus 125 Minnesota to end the card against the Vegas Golden Knights. Blues money line. Blues money line, the under again. Yeah. St. Louis first period, anytime goal. Kyrou, Buchnevich, and Holloway. Okay, you sold me on Sorokin. Yeah, no, it's just he's been the goaltender I've been following for a while. Vegas money line. I don't trust in the Blackhawks goalie right now. This is a bad spot for them. Isles would have to beat themselves below the game, which is I don't trust any Blackhawks goalie right now. Okay, gotcha. Which the Isles beating themselves is not out of the equation at all. I've seen them do that plenty of times this year. St. Louis puck line plus 240 and Rangers money line there for Lex Steele. But that is everything for today's card. Big card for today. Sunday NFL football with some NBA and some NHL as well. But that's going to do it for this show. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.